3 if what if Naruto had a brother and sister? Basically, what if Menma and Naruto were in Naruto's life? Let's get started. So basically, we left off after them destroying Kakashi. Let's get on with the actual thing. So basically, after about a month of doing missions and stuff, Naruto wants an easier mission. So does Menma, so does Naruto. They think this is boring. After every week they do a training session with Kakashi, improving their jutsu. Naruto has learned 1 more jutsu, Menma has learned 2, and Naruto has learned 3 since she's got better chakra control. Naruto has learned the wind air bullet. Naruto's learned 2, Menma's learned 2, and Naruto has learned 2 actually. Naruto has learned the wind style air bullet, the lightning style lightning stream, and the water style severing wave. That's 3 actually. Menma has learned the wind style gale palm. He's learned the water style severing wave. And Naruto has learned the lightning style lightning stream and the wind style gale palm. And they've all learned air bullet. So they've gotten insanely strong over this timeline, over this time skip. They're about Chunin level already. They're all already Chunin. They're all already Chunin level. We're about mid Chunin level. So moving on to the next fight. So when Elena Wave arcs, the third Hokage has seen their things and gives him a C rank mission to guard Tazuna. Now Tazuna would be insane. Insane. He'd be okay. He's not insane, but he's kind of annoying. He just says, "These bunch of rats are gonna babysit me." Menma would turn into his QB-eyed form because he randomly has his QB-eyed form somehow. A dark aura envelops him behind him and then looks at him and says, "Do not underestimate us, just 'cause we're kids." And then drops him. Naruto says, "Menma, where did you learn that? I really want to learn it now." He says, "I'll teach you after this mission." They go, "Alright, sure." So basically, the mission would go pretty normal until the Demon Brothers. When the Demon Brothers come, they'd rush at Tazuna. Or Naruto would throw a kunai in front of Tazuna, so then when the ninja comes, it pierces him in the head. And then he'd be like, "Oh, damn it, you little brats, you're dead now. You're dead now, you little brats." Kakashi says, "You will not kill my student. You will not kill my students. Never." But then Kakashi would get chain thingy, and then he'd do his little clone thingy. When, out of nowhere, the Demon Brothers start to run at Naruto and the bridge builder. He'd say, "Naruto, now! Catapult! Wind style gale palm!" Naruto would use a wind style gale palm at Menma's feet, sending him flying towards them, and then he'd say, "Lightning style, lightning stream!" electrocuting him. He'd say, "Alright," electrocuting both of them, saying, "Alright, here we go." He'd say, "QBI," he'd activate his QB and then destroy both of them. He's like, "Looks like my help wasn't needed." He says, "No, it's just a clone." He says, "Yeah, I wanted to see how you guys would do by yourselves. And I guess you guys are like Chunin level already." He's like, they all chuckle and say, "Haha, yeah, we're already Chunin level." He'd be like, "We're already Chunin level." Boop, and then he'd go, "Rah!" But then, after that, Naruto wouldn't be hit by the poison this time, and he wouldn't make his Nindo because he already isn't scared. So basically, Naruto wouldn't stab himself, but he would say that he will never lose again. So then, when Zabuza arrives, Naruto says, "Now we have to fight this guy. Kakashi can't do it by himself." When Kakashi gets kicked in and put into a water prison, they put their attacking to commence. He says, "Both of you, I'm the most experienced with wind style since that was my first jutsu I ever learned. I have an idea. You two use the wind style gale palm to bolt me over there, and then I use the lightning style lightning stream. Then, after that, then you Naruto catapult Menma to lightning stream Zabuza. and then after that, I will create a shadow clone to come and wind gale palm you, and then you will be sent flying towards us to severing wave him, to cut Zabuza's arm with the water style severing wave. They say, all right. So they send Naruto towards Zabuza's clone, immediately blowing it into smithereens of water. They say, blow right into smithereens. He says, right, and then out of nowhere, he does a back, and then he pushes himself back with a wind gale palm, and then he gets sent flying back by Menma and Naruto again, and then he flies towards Zabuza, hitting him in the stomach with a giant wind gale palm. Then she catapults Menma to do his lightning stream, but then Naruto has to shoot himself up again so he doesn't get electrocuted. When he does that, he shoots him up in the air, and then he gets hit with a big jutsu, and then Zabuza's injured, like mad injured. He's like, they're like, oh no, he's really injured. So then he'd jump in the air and say, ah! Then Naruto would create 2 shadow clones to launch herself and then say, severing wave! Then cut right through Zabuza's arm, actually cutting his arm off. Like, legit cutting his arm off. She'd be like, oh! And she'd put her hand over her mouth and say, I just did that. And Naruto would say, don't worry, Naruto, it's fine! Water style! Severing wave! Menma would use a severing wave. And then they'd all say, and then he'd say, come on, Naruto, we have to do a triple wind style attack. They'd say, alright. She'd come and they'd say, wind style, triple gale palm. Obliterating. And I mean obliterating. Zabuza sending him flying into a tree. But then he'd get senboned, which then would take him, but then Haku would take him, and Kakashi would need to rest after what happened to him. He got wrecked. He says, you guys are so strong. Nice teamwork. He says, alright guys, I'm gonna have to train you for tree walking and water walking. He says, alright. So after they train, Naruto would be the first, then Naruto would ask Naruto how to do it, and then Menma would actually know how to do it after that. So then they'd be like, yes! So after they learn it, after they'd finish learning it, they'd be like, yay! So they'd jump. So then, after they all learned water walking and tree walking, the fight with Zabuza would come. So, the second fight. So when Zabuza arrives, Menma is the one to fight him. Menma would immediately say, alright, I'm fighting Haku. And they'd say, durr, 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 durr. Then he'd activate the QBI form and then go in and immediately obliterate start to fight Haku. I'm kidding, he wouldn't activate QBI. He just uses base form. Then punching Haku in the face, going, dodging all of Haku's attack because of his speed. Kakashi and Naruto would fight Zabuza, and Naruto Naruto wouldn't actually be up since he's kind of tired. So then Naruto would have to help Tazuda. And then when Naruto wakes up, he gets rid of those robber thingies and then runs out the door saying, ah! At full speeds. He's like, Naruto Uzumaki has arrived on the scene. They go, hey Naruto, you mind helping Menma? I got this. He says, alright. And breaks through and goes in and says, hey Menma. And then Menma goes, what, you dummy, why would you do that? You're supposed to do a sneak attack. He says, whatever, I'm in here now, let's go. He says, hey Menma, what if we do a combined attack? Maybe that'll destroy it. He says, water style severing wave. They don't even crack it. They're like, oh, we're screwed now. And they get pelted by so many needles. They're like, shoot. But then Menma, so then when they get right back up, they go and they can't really keep up with Haku's speed at all. Menma finally finds his resolve and goes into QBI form. But he's not in his rage mode, so it's not as strong. So then he's really keeping up with Haku now. But then Haku would say there's so many and hitting men with so many senbone. Then he'd attack Naruto. He'd go for the attack. Then men would jump in the way and say, Naruto! Getting pelted by so many of them. He'd be like, go Naruto, and then Naruto would be like, Durr! dun, dun, dun. Then he'd go into his one-tailed state from the loss of his brother. He'd be like, in a full rage mode, being like, one-shotting Haku, like one shot killing him, then blitzing over his Zabuza and kicking his head, kicking him so far that he goes flying. Then he appears right below Zabuza and punches him in the air. Then says, "Here's what you deserve! Win style Gale Palm!" And absolutely obliterates him after incinerating Zabuza. Then Naruto would calm down out of the form and would say, he'd be like, but then Naruto would hug Naruto to calm him down, so then he'd be normal, and he would be normal. I'm kidding. Zabuza wouldn't be dead from Naruto's attack. Zabuza would actually live this attack. And then when Naruto sees this, she goes also into QB one-tailed state. And the three of them attack, and the two of them attack Zabuza, killing him, saying, "Ah!" Kakashi has to stop both of them, but then he's hit by a giant air blast. Then Menma gets back up and says, "Guys, I'm okay." Once seeing Menma, they calm down into their normal state. They say, and they all rush up to hug him. And that's it for that. They'd say. So then, the bridge would be called the Great Uzumaki Bridge, because all three of them did the work, and I don't think they'd want only Naruto to get all the credit. So he says, "How about this? It's called the Great Uzumaki Bridge." They say, "Yeah, that sounds awesome." And then Kakashi tells them an important announcement. He says, "Guys, I'm gonna enter you guys for the tuning exams." They say, "Yes," and then he says, "On one condition. You will study for the next day." They say, "Why do we need to study?" "Because there's a written exam and no one is known to pass it. So I want you all to study to get all this right so that you guys can beat my score." He says, "What was your score, Kakashi?" "I don't feel like telling you." He says, "Well, that wasn't helpful." He says, "Just try your best and study." So they all study the whole entire night until they wake up, until they sleep for like 10 hours. And then they wake up, and then they come to Kakashi and say, "We're ready." He gives them their forms, and they head to the tuning exams. They go, "Da-da, da-da-da-da-da." So when they arrive, Ino and Sakura would say to Naruto, "Hey, you still simping on him? You still like Sasuke? 'Cause I'm with him." Saying, "I don't really care about Sasuke anymore. Sasuke's kind of a jerk. Plus, Sasuke barely even likes you." She says, "Show some respect for Sasuke, you stupid demon." Naruto and Menma hearing that would say, "Shut up, you stupid, useless piece of crap." And they'd be like, and Sasuke would say, and Izuna would say, "Hey, quiet." And then, give me a second. Alright guys, I am back. So basically, when they say that, Naruto and Sasuke would want to fight. Well, actually, Menma and Sasuke would. And then Naruto and Izuna would want to fight. And Naruto and Sakura would want to fight. So when they get ready to fight, they're like, "You want to go?" So when they get to the gymnasium, they're ready to fight. The first match is Naruto versus Sakura. She would destroy Sakura with her newly activated QB chakra cloak thingy, their newly QB ice form. She would body. She'd be like, "Sakura." He'd say, "Izuna, take Sakura back. We can't have her 200 for the Chunin exams." Basically, when that happens, so he'd say, "No, I'm fighting Naruto." He says, "No, I'm fighting Menma." The fight versus Izuna's Menma goes terribly for Izuna. Izuna would get wrecked. He'd be like, prepare to get wrecked." He'd be like, "Prepare to get wrecked." And Naruto would absolutely body Sasuke with his QB-eyed form. And Menma would absolutely wreck. So the three would win and say, "Try us, stupid. You don't ever make fun of our sister again." So then they head to the exam thing and they study. They're all ready for this exam. And Menma did keep his promise to teach them the technique. So basically they're all like, "Alright guys, we're ready." So when they do it, they all complete it at the same time. All completing it in like 2 minutes. They're like, You are the same thing as the 4th Hokage." He says, "We know." "Want to know why we know?" They say, and they whisper, "Cause we're his kids." He's like, "Oh yeah, you guys are." And they say, "Please don't tell anyone." He says, "Alright, I won't." They say, "Promise?" He says, "Promise." So basically they walk out and they say, "Yeah, dinner." And Naruto and Sasuke's like, "What? How do they do that fast?" He goes, "Ha ha." Naruto, so when they do it, they're already ready. They meet up with Kashi and say, "You guys are already done? You guys beat my score." He said, "Yeah, we tied with our dad." And he goes, "Wow, that's good. But I think Menma beat him by 1 second." He goes, "Wow, and Naruto beat him, and me and Naruto tied with him. Well, that's good. At least y'all know you guys are all even." Moving on to the next part of the exam.